With Quantum Natural Health and Wellness. I'm here with a young lady. And what part of Florida are we in? Deltona? Deltona, Florida. And she had a car accident and she got a lot of pain and discomfort that she's going to explain to us right now. So if you would just introduce yourself, just for the record, your name, and then tell me about the accident.
My name is Tara Cruz. I had an auto accident in November of 2017. I was clipped from behind and pushed into a cement wall. My car went airborne, almost went into Lake Jessup, which is known for alligators out here. So I hit my head when I hit the wall. I, of course, totaled my car after the accident. I have a total of 6 herniated discs, traumatic brain injury. I have confirmed nerve damage in both my arms. My last 2 vertebrae are laying on my sciatic nerve, going down both my legs. I'm now dealing with memory issues, all kind of cognitive problems. I'm on a lot of medication, I'm in a lot of pain all over, and they really can't tell me what's going on with me outside of the small herniation. So
Okay. How's your pain level? I know I gotta ask.
it's a 10.
10,
yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been dealing with this? Over a year?
Almost a year, yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 30, I'll be 33 in 12 days.
This is gonna be your birthday, right?
Yeah, they're saying that they don't know what's wrong, but I just left from a doctor yesterday having an injection on Monday, an epidural steroid injection, and now they're trying to tell me that I might have some rare form of MS because they can't explain what's going on with me. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. I know you had to relive it as you said, so I appreciate you sharing that, especially for the audience. And we're gonna come back and do an after video in about an hour or 2 and see how you're feeling after that. Okay? All right. So, as we're looking at you doing receiving light therapy at the top of your head and your back, what's going through your mind and what's going through your body? What are you feeling and stuff?
The fact that I can feel this warmth going all the way through my whole brain, like I could feel it. Even though you guys are on the back of my head, when you move it a certain way, I could see it even with my eyes closed, laying on my face. Mm-hmm. So it's just a real strong pull.
Okay. Tingling sensation. What about the muscle convulsions and things?
That was totally involuntary. Especially I think when you turned me over, it was releasing a lot of that pressure that I had on my sinuses. Yeah, I've dealt with sinuses my whole life. As a little girl, I've had sinus problems, so that was a big relief. But just the pull that I could feel from the top of my head all the way down to like my feet, and it was just like that something was trying to pull out of my just darkness, basically. I don't know what it was. It's just pain. A magnetic pull coming all the way down from my legs.
We can feel the magnetic pull too.
Yeah.
So you felt that like, wow, that's exactly what it was.
It's pulsating too on top of that.
Now, when we saw some of those really violent jerks in your body, were they painful? It could look like you were gonna almost roll off the table sometimes.
No, it wasn't painful. The light was, I guess, the most discomfort, just the warmth from that, but it wasn't painful.
Like at times, or it was pretty much discomfort. It was discomfort.
It would, if it did get uncomfortable, it would literally be for just a few seconds. Like by the time I could
tell us
be getting ready to focus my mouth to say something, then I could feel that it's starting to dim down. So it wasn't that bad.
On this part, we have you on your back. Yes. Got you on your back. What was the noticeable things about this part of the treatment, the therapy on your neck? And
on my neck, I could feel the again, pulling sensation. Like I had a sore throat actually before that second
Which explains
session.
all of this area right here, because I stayed on that and you reacted.
Yeah, and I could feel it going down both of my arms, down to my fingers, just releasing pressure.
The stuff with your legs and stuff going on, that's the convulsion you're talking about. It's just a connection from your head to the toe.
Right, that was from my head.
And at the same time, the pressure is releasing from your neck.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about when your hand, you just make your hand move, we get on certain parts of your forehead, I can notice your hand when
my
things
hand would move
involuntarily,
and it was almost like the light was taken over. Not in a bad way, but it was like I really couldn't
stop it.
And sometimes I couldn't stop it. I couldn't speak. Why are you laughing so hard?
Because I said this to him last night, that the way that you looked was almost like it was possessed.
Right.
Yeah,
that is exactly what it felt like.
No control at all.
No control. I felt sensations and tingles in my body that I haven't felt in different places in a year. Like how y'all pulling this stuff from just my head and my neck, and you're pulling all these feelings all the way from my toes all the way through my entire body. I told my friend, that one that I told you guys I want you to do some work on her. I said at one point I almost felt like I was about to use the bathroom on myself because of how strong not the jerk, because of how strong the pull was.
The reaction.
That my muscles got tight and I'm just like,
I told you this.
I'm going, it's gone. And then it would go down.
There are times when your muscles, if you look at my hand, literally came up like this.
Yeah.
And that's the time that I pulled out and said, I swear
wave,
I was thinking like, this
freaked out.
feels more like something possessing something.
Right.
But that was the thought that I had. It just, all the nerves opened up, your chakras opened up. It just, the energy flow was going. And I swear to a number of times, me and Tassia like, you okay, right? you still with us? We're all right. Go back. Breathe.
Right. I'm
good. Are you telling her to breathe or me to breathe? We're both breathing.
I was breathing too. But that's all. So we're back, Quantum Natural Health and Wellness. I have Ifai Tuimabagi, Master Life Therapist, and myself, Tassia. We're back with our client, Tara, and she's been going through light therapy for the past 2 days with us. And I'm going to let her kind of give you all a synopsis of what happened on the first day, and then we'll talk about the second day. The first day, we did 2 hours of light therapy, and that's pretty much it. We did it covering a bunch of regions of her body, from the head to the bottom of the knees, pretty much head to toe, and it took about 2 hours. I'm just going to let her kind of just go through from her own personal experience with how she felt and how she sees things happening, so everybody at home can get an idea of what light therapy entails. And considering her condition, she had a lot of head trauma and a lot of damage to the vertebrae, considerable amount of pain, then it's really a great testimony for us, and I just want everybody to be able to learn from it. So I'll let you take over now. Just kind of, how'd you feel on the first day?
The first day was different because we started in my head where I didn't really feel it as much.
Right.
And then I think you went to my neck at the same time, working at my head, and I could feel my neck, the warm sensation coming in, and I started feeling tingling sensation. And once I got used to that, then I started to feel it in my head. The second day for the head was definitely, the response time was much quicker. I could feel it. I've had a headache now for 5 days that I had a headache after a back injection on Monday. And after the first day of light therapy, the headache kind of shifted to the right side, but we had only done the left side of my brain that first day, and then after the second session, the headache kind of, like last night, kind of came to the center just a little bit for a little while, but when I woke up this morning, it's totally gone. Like, I don't feel it anymore. And I still feel that tingling sensation that I was getting at the top of my head, all the way down the back of my neck, which is something that I'd never...
You still continue
I
to
still
feel
feel it.
Still working.
I still feel it. I did my hair this morning, which normally takes me almost 3 hours. It took me an hour this morning. So my pain level is definitely down, and I feel really good this morning.
What do you think it's down to from that first session? I think we got it to like 10 to 7, what you said it was close to.
Yeah, to 7 after the first day. After the second day, I'm probably like a 3 right now. Like,
ooh, awesome.
Yeah, I did even try one of the pain begons last night, but I also realized it's probably because I hadn't eaten. But I took just one, and within 20 minutes, I felt the relief, like letting go. That pressure was going after that, and I feel good after that.
Hold on one second.
It has to do with the emphasizing the fact that, you know, on the first day, the beginning, it took a while before you were able to feel the effects of the light.
Right.
But a tremendous improvement on the second day. I feel like it was better than half the time a response.
Yeah.
And by that time then, on the second day, is when your body really reacted to it. But the first day, transitioning into the second day, you were already showing signs. You were up and around more.
Yeah.
You were able to maintain your like sitting positions a lot more. You were you didn't realize that your headache was gone until you started looking for it.
Right.
So little things were already pointing it out, which prompt us into the second day.
And my clarity was much better.
Cognitiveness, right?
My the whole thought process was much better. You guys actually presented me with several pages of medications that I've started taking since the accident, and I was actually able to sit down and focus on those medications and think back to from the most recent one that I started taking all the way back to the very first one, and connect the side effects that I started to experience after taking each new one. And that was a whole eye-opener all on its own. And I've never been one to be on medication, but because of how severe my accident was, the PTSD, the anxiety, I felt like I needed the medications to cope, not realizing that it's actually making it worse. So now I'm ready to go back off of all of those that I wasn't on before.
So you get back to normal.
Yeah.
Cool. So that was a consultation. I'm just explaining for everybody else clarity. We had a consultation with Dr. Peters, and we went over all of her medications and kind of helped point out what they say the side effects are according to their studies, and correlate them to any side effects that she was experiencing, and we found a lot of connections. So just that's another part of the consultation part of light therapy. You get a consultation, we give you a full array of what it's going to take to get you healthy again, and systematically get you off of stuff that's hurting you, and use stuff that will help you to help you get along, and to wean yourself and sustain yourself while you're going through the process of getting off of drugs, if that's what you choose to do. So we give you a full outline of what it's going to take to get you healthy, and using our supplements in our program, and then you pick and choose what you how you want to adjust the program to your own needs. But we give you the full solution to what it would take, and even how long it would take in the general time frame. So that's just something else, another component of light therapy that is really good and educational. As she just pointed out, it's an eye-opener to realize that drugs cause side effects, and sometimes you think you need them for, to get through pain, but now that we're presenting the information, you know that there's options out there naturally to help you get through pain and discomfort and withdrawals and stuff.
Education, I think, is the biggest thing that came out of this. The ability to look at the pharmaceutical products that you are currently taking, and then understand or be informed that we have natural herbs that will help you achieve the same goals as the pharmaceutical products without damaging your body in the process. So overall, the supplements is one thing, but light therapy was another. In this, I've noticed that our clients don't know that much about light therapy or what it is. The supplements are introduced to them. They have to be introduced in the beginning because the supplements are the base. So when we first showed up for your light therapy, I looked at you and I realized I felt that she's going on faith. So if you don't mind, just tell me a little bit about what you thought light therapy was, and just like you're journeying through here, please keep that in mind when you're telling us, because again, this is your experience for those individuals that are looking for an alternative, a natural remedy, so that we can battle. And these are common. It's not unusual. These are common.
At first, I didn't know what light therapy was. My dad came to me. He's always been into herbal stuff since I was young. So I didn't even know what it was. I honestly didn't take the time to research what it was, to look up anything about it. My dad said do it. I'm like, look, I'm trying anything at this point because I've gone through the nerve conduction studies. I've gone through psychological therapy. I've gone through physical therapy. I was going to acupuncture. I was going to a chiropractor. I was seeing a neurologist who was trying to go put me through massage therapy and all different kind of things, and nothing was helping. The only thing that I felt was helping was the medication, and it was like after a while it stopped working and they have to increase it or they have to change it once they max me out. And so I was just so desperate to try anything to relieve the pain, because I literally could not sit still this long without sitting on a pillow, a donut, adjusting myself, having to stand up. I was just at my wit's end with the pain. I had a constant headache for at least the first 4 to 6 months after my accident. It was from the time I wake up, go to sleep, through sleep, I'm feeling pain and aches and pains, and I was on strong pain pills, painkillers, and then after a while, I started to try to start weaning myself off of them.
We were talking about the first day, how you got results from that, even though they were little ones. You were able to have better memory functions, more cognitive. You were able to be more mobile. You can sit and not worry about when you're going to get up. These little things you got. So it goes into the second day. Right. Now on the second day, after we give you another session, again starting from the top, but now concentrated, as you have stated, on both sides, so that we can get the full balance of it. That brings you to today. Right. So tell me where you are today.
Today I was, let me rewind. Going back from the first day, like I said, I had a general headache that was on both sides. After we did the left side, the headache had moved to behind my right eye, and where it had stayed literally all day. And then after that first session, I kind of started feeling better. I decided me and my husband were going to take a trip to Walmart. I went into Walmart, and it wasn't until we left Walmart that I realized that I didn't get the normal headache that I would have gotten from the moment I walked in, because of the lights, the noise, all the activities going on. That normally would put me in like a mental overload to where I'm just ready to shut down and ready to go home. It wasn't until the sunlight hit me the wrong way on the way home that I realized, oh, I'm just now getting a headache. Fast forwarding to after the second one, I woke up today for the first time without a headache at all. Like no headache on either side. And then I was actually able to go out, take the trash out, and be in sunlight and not have a headache. That's the first time I've been able to leave the house and not have a headache. So that's the big difference for me, is that I had a light sensitivity, I had a sound sensitivity, and I can feel all of that just diminishing.
What about the ringing in your ears?
The ringing in my ears, I noticed the biggest change after day 1, to where the ringing would be so loud that it would literally pierce my ears. I'd have to hold whichever side was ringing at the time, or both, and just almost basically cry through it, because it would be so loud, it felt like it was piercing my ears. After the first day, I told my mom that the room had to basically be quiet for me to even hear that I had some kind of ringing in my ears. And this morning, I haven't had any at all today.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Ooh.
Because of my accident, I hit my head in several different places. I had a total of 6 herniated discs, confirmed nerve damage in both my arms. My sciatic nerve was messed up. I basically went through a traumatic experience, and none of the medical doctors that I've seen over the past 12 months have really been able to help me outside of medication and back injections. So my recommendation for anyone wanting to do light therapy would be to do it. Before you spend money, waste money with any of that. And now the people in my network that I'm dealing with still haven't been able to give me any type of relief. They're just giving me more possibilities. Oh, you might have MS, you might have this, you might have that. And instead of them trying to find a solution, they're just throwing more medication at me, which is causing more issues, more side effects, more anxiety, everything that you can think of. And at the end of the day, it's more pain that I'm having to go through, adding on all these medications on top of the fact that I've already had a sensitive stomach since a kid, so to throw on 7 different medications is not a benefit for anyone. So the light therapy itself was just something you have to feel for yourself. You can't let any testimony, you can't let anybody's words can't change you until you can feel it for yourself and be your own testimony.
What about the herbs? How you feel about
The herbs are great. I wish I had found, especially the pain be gone, a long time ago, because I'm, in my 30s and I'm not trying to be on dialysis and all kind of stuff because of all of these different medications that I've been on. And at the end of the day, I haven't felt this great in a year.
Great.
Excellent. You answered the second one. The first one I was looking at was recommendations, and you've clearly said that. It was the results, and you've added the results into each one of them, so you've actually answered the second one. It is great to see that light therapy was able to give you the results that you were looking for, that the mainstream medication and doctors were not.
Right, just laying on the table and still not being, I don't want to say skeptical, but not really sure if it was going to help me,
right,
until I could feel a light that was being shined on the top of my head make the back of my leg or my arm jump and move. It was so involuntary. I felt like a fish out of water. It's an unreal experience.
Thank you. It was real for us too.
Yeah, it was. Thank you so much for your testimony, Terry. And we're going to be following up with you and staying in close contact, because once you become a client of Quantum Natural Health and Wellness, you kind of become family, because we always get to get close to our clients and figure out what's wrong with them, how we can help them, and that always brings people close together. So welcome to the family. Thank you so much for your testimony. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.